I'm a big YouTuber.
You know it is, SP the Ghost, your boy Shiglo, Cello XD Block.
The kid Yuckmouth, man.
Check out my homie Prince.
My homie, Prince James.
Crown TV.
Crown TV. Crown TV Courts, you heard?
They cover all high-profile court cases.
To show y'all how these RICO and gang laws work, you dig? To show these youngins like, yo, man, that everybody, like, this was really gonna happen if you get into this, man. No gossip, no speculation.
Ghost told you so, LOXD Block. Shout out to the homie Prince.
I think that it's amazing that a black man is sitting on a platform breaking down the law. That is a beautiful. I applaud that, and I think it's dope as fuck.
Yeah, what's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to Crown TV Courts, brought to you by Crown TV, sponsored by Who's Your Taxman? Who'sYourTaxman.com. This is a company based out of California, but they service the entire United States. It's tax season, y'all. Don't be like Drizzy. Get your tax affairs in order. All right, y'all. Now, we've been getting a ton of requests to cover this case. I've finally gotten a chance to qualify myself to speak about it. I've not only had a chance to review everything that is available in the YGG Tay case, but also in the related TTG case, which a lot of people may not know about and may not have heard about. This is a much larger case and a much more serious case, probably more serious than any of the other cases that we've covered on this channel. Y'all got to remember that this is Baltimore. Baltimore is like a third world city in a first world country. Not only are the crimes hitting different out there, but so are the charges and so are the penalties. So we got to touch on that briefly. You can't talk about one case without talking about the other. So let's do that, and we're going to move through this thing at light speed. TTG, or Train to Go, according to the federal government, is a drug trafficking / criminal organization. Now, this case is the result of a 2-year investigation that started in 2015. In June of 2017, the indictment was revealed. It originally had 10 members on it. It involves upwards of 10 homicides that are alleged to have happened between 2010 and 2016. Of the members that have been sentenced, 3 members, including the person that the feds are calling the leader, Tana, aka Montana Baronet, have all been sentenced to life. 3 members have been sentenced to between 5 and 25 years. 2 members have been sentenced to 25 years, and 1 has been sentenced to 30 years. Roger Taylor, aka Milk, took his plea in early February, and he is currently awaiting sentencing. Now, Tana, aka Montana Baronet, who the feds are calling the leader, who has been sentenced to life in prison, is only 23 years old. And I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure that the oldest person I've seen in this case is 28 years old. So for the most part, these are young boys that have in effect had their lights put out by the feds. And that doesn't speak to whether or not they deserve it, just pointing out that these are young boys. Now, I want to turn to how this case turned to YGG Tay. Now, this is from the original complaint in Tay's case. It says in 2015, the FBI began an investigation into a violent drug trafficking organization selling cocaine, heroin, and fentanyl in Baltimore City. Known as Train to Go organization, this drug trafficking organization included, among others, Roger Taylor, aka Milk, and Montana Baronet, aka Tana. Based on evidence gathered to date, investigators believe that Harrison, aka YGG Tay, was a source of supply of cocaine and heroin / fentanyl to TTG. Several members of the TTG organization, including Baronet, were charged and found guilty of racketeering. Pursuant to this ongoing investigation, investigators interviewed confidential sources about the activities of Harrison. During the investigation, at least one confidential source, CS1, described Harrison as a cocaine supplier to individuals in Baltimore since as early as 2007. In November 22, 2019, the Honorable Beth P. Gessner authorized search and seizure warrants for Harrison. On Monday, November 25, 2019, geolocation data from Harrison's phone and vehicle showed that he was in the area of 10310 Gelding Drive in Cockeysville, Maryland. At approximately 1:45 p.m., Harrison exited the residence and was detained without incident. Now, on him, they allegedly found 3.2 grams of suspected heroin, a clear cellophane bag containing 8 grams of an unknown white powder, approximately $9,000, and a Glock 40. Now, in the spirit of being responsible, and before y'all out there go and say or do anything crazy and say y'all heard it on Crown TV Courts, a confidential source is not a snitch. A confidential source is a civilian, and a confidential source, a confidential informant, and a cooperating witness are all 3 different things. A confidential informant is a snitch who has his identity protected. A cooperating witness is a snitch who has agreed to take the stand. And a confidential source is a civilian who somehow knows too much. Here is a breakdown of the charges and what they carry. It is a 7-count indictment with 2 defendants. We are focusing on YGG Tay, who is charged with 4 counts. Count 1 is conspiracy to distribute and possess with intent to distribute controlled dangerous substances, namely 400 grams of a mixture or substance containing a detectable amount of fentanyl, and 100 grams or more of a mixture or substance containing a detectable amount of cocaine, and a mixture or substance containing a detectable amount of cocaine base. The best way to explain this is that these drug charges, as they relate to the feds, fall under one of 3 tiers. So we're going to call them higher, middle, and lower. Different quantities of different drugs qualify you for the penalties under each tier. So in YGG Tay's case, the 400 grams of fentanyl, that is the highest tier, and that carries a minimum of 10 years and a max of life. The 100 grams of cocaine and cocaine base, that falls under the middle tier, which carries a minimum of 5 and a max of 40. Everything below that carries a max of 5 years, no more than 5 years. Count 2 is possession with the intent to distribute heroin. This is related to the heroin that was found in his possession when he was arrested. Apparently, they still haven't found out what the mysterious white powder was. Anyway, that is the lowest tier, and that carries a max of 5 years. Count 3 is possession of a firearm by a prohibited person, meaning that he has a prior felony. That carries a max of 10 years, except in the case where you have 3 prior felonies, and it becomes a minimum of 15 years. Count 4 is the possession of a firearm in furtherance of a drug trafficking crime. This carries a minimum of 5 years. Let's talk about what we don't have, or at least we don't have yet, and that is a motion in opposition to bail. If you watch this channel, you know that is my go-to document early in a case like this. This would give us insight into how the feds plan to substantiate these quantities of drugs that they are charging him for. So far, we've seen nothing in the indictment or in the complaint as to how they plan to substantiate these claims. Also, this would give us a peek into the evidence. Now, he was scheduled for a bond hearing on February 2nd, I believe, and it never happened. So as soon as I get word of that and get word of the bail document, I will come back with an update, and I will keep y'all updated on this case from here on out. Lastly, as to the state of the case right now and what we are waiting on, and this also speaks to the evidence that we don't have a little bit, and that is that this case right now is kind of in limbo. Under the Speedy Trial Act, they have 70 days to get you to trial, but they also have what is called a motion to exclude, which the prosecutors have filed in this case, claiming that they have already produced 1 round of evidence and they need time to produce another. Now, what that motion to exclude does is exclude whatever amount of time they say they need from that 70 days. So in a nutshell, they can stretch it out as long as they want, and that's available for both sides. It just happens to be on the prosecution at this moment. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to check out crowntvnews.com. Also, crowntv.world. That is the new website. Salute to the sponsor.
You look out your window and see people enjoying a beautiful day, but you can't because you need to wait for hours at the tax office to do your taxes. Those days are over. Let Who's Your Tax Man help you. We do tax preparation, individual and business. And best of all, you don't have to leave home. With our virtual tax prep service, submit your documents to our secure and encrypted portal. We use the same level of security your bank uses for online banking. We are licensed and bonded, and you'll get the maximum refund guaranteed. Call us at 1-800-951-9591, 1-800-951-9591, or visit us at who'syourtaxman.com.